Thank you for allowing me to share my testimony. Okay, so my name is Ave Cunningham. I am 66 years young, and I started with the pause through another program that Maraya was a guest speaker on, and that's how I got connected with the pause part of the program. And I started with the pause because of knowing that my body was just out of sync. So, with doing the pause and going into the trifecta, it really just kind of brought a lot of things into alignment. The 10 sections that Mariah went through with, your hormones, your thyroids, your adrenals, libido, everything. And I realized that I was completely depleted. As a woman, as a mom, as a grandma, it was all about providing and being there for everyone else. And it got to the point where there was no Ave. There was nothing that I had that I can say, oh, this works for me, or I feel this. Going through the effect that it pinpoint all of the things that you depleted, you don't know what you don't know, and then when someone is able to help you start kind of pinpointing those areas that you didn't even realize that you were that far off track with, you have an aha moment. And so with that aha moment, I've been able to bring myself back into realizing just far I've been off with mind, health, body, my weight, libido, vitality. I used to be a lively, spunky person, and it just all started to kind of dwindle down. So now I'm starting to set boundaries for myself. I give my grand and my children and everybody else some time, but then I also have to make sure that I have that time for myself, that self care, mentally, physically, emotionally. And so that awareness, I guess, is a good word for it. Being aware
Hmm.
and then start making sure that you put that time and energy in, making
Mm.
space for yourself.
Yeah, so good. So what I'm hearing, and it's interesting, I heard someone else say it, I think it was yesterday. I think Sheila said it. This idea that we don't know what we don't know.
That's true.
And to
It's-
go, oh, wow, what were those pieces where I was feeling depleted? And maybe I realized it, but I was kind of sweeping it under the rug because it's kind of scary to really call it out. And then are there going to be solutions? But to be able to feel that, like, oh, wow, I am kind of depleted, and that domino effect of
yes,
all the other areas of your life that it was impacting. And then you said yes. And so what I've already heard is already there's a new power within you where you're setting boundaries and making yourself a priority.
yes.
I'm curious so far in these 3 months that we've been working together, when you've set different boundaries and prioritized yourself differently and kind of showed up differently with your children and your grandchildren, what has that changed for you? What has it changed? Yeah, what has it changed?
Okay, so attitude, um, I'm more alert. Um, Even my children notice that there's a change in, it's like you have a different vibe about yourself, that just kind of starts kind of radiate off of you when you start
Yeah.
feeling different, you start noticing things. It's like when you lose weight and you start getting back into some of the clothes you weren't able to fit in, and it just gives you that new confidence. So it just kind of bringing me back to some of the things that I was used to, but I let die out.
Oh my
And just like
gosh.
you were saying about when you don't know, you don't know. And
Hmm.
another part of that is if you don't know what to look for, what to ask.
Yep. 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 And I love that others are noticing it. So it's one thing for you to feel like my attitude is changing. I have more power. I'm setting boundaries. I feel more alert. There's new confidence. This feeling that Ave is back. But then also for those that love you and that are close to you and around you to mirror it back. And hopefully they're celebrating it and seeing it.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
I will say sometimes they don't always celebrate it. I've had I've had some clients where their loved ones are like, "Wait a minute. If you're changing, does that mean I have to change? I'm not going to do that." So, but I'm getting the picture that in this scenario, it is really a celebration for everybody involved.
Yes. Yes.
So good. What else has changed for you? Anything else that you want to highlight?
Okay. I am low vision, limited sight. And
Mhm.
so that has also been sort of like a area where I kind of lost my self-esteem and my confidence. So having to go through the process with the trifecta also kind of brought that into the limelight, because it's like, hey, you are low vision, your sight is limited, but that does not change you in being a lively, vibrant individual. You just
Yeah.
have to look at it and progress in it in a different way. And
Yeah.
so that was a eye opener as well, because it's like, you know what? I still can live life and be a lively, vibrant person, just in a
Yeah.
different way.
I love the irony of you saying it's an eye opener.
That's why I smiled even larger.
And I remember we had that one-on-one hour and we focused most all of the hour just on that topic to just unpack it and all of the possibilities. That
Yes,
was potent. That's big. That's good.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Um, and I know we're still waiting. Your Dutch Plus test, you sent that out a little bit late, and I think we haven't even reviewed that yet, have we?
We haven't reviewed it
Okay,
yet.
we're gonna get that done before you're done. A- Anything else that you want to add just regarding what's changed so far from your time with Katie, your time on the Q&A calls, your time on the modules, anything else that you want to add?
Just the fact that, don't be afraid to admit when you don't know, because you're not the only one that's going through and don't know.
Yeah.
Just like this, the saying about there's no dumb questions. Said if you're asking a question, more than likely others out there asking that same question. So just being able to have the one-on-one with you, just doing the classes, just learning, bringing my body back into balance, because it was an eye opener, and it was very impactful to learn how important your hormones, your thyroids, your adrenals, and your weight, and what you eat, and the timing that you eat it, and the
Mm,
combinations of what you eat. All of it was just mind-boggling, really, because it's like, some of it I knew, and other parts, when you start bringing it all together, it really starts to say, make
yeah.
sense. And you'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
was partially there. So now, where maybe was 30% there, now I'm maybe like 65% there. So
Awesome. Uh, and that's fast. I mean, we're close to 3 months, but we're not even at maybe we're only 2 months in. To think of, is that right? I think are we 2 months in?
mid December was when I started, because I did the pause, and then from the pause I went into the trifecta.
That's amazing.
Yes.
In a month and a half. Like everybody do this. Like this, like send you. Yes. Yes. In a month and a half? Where else are you going to go where there's I mean, come on, new boundaries, new attitude, more alert, new confidence, Ave's back, new vision, a regaining of self, a regaining of self-esteem in a month and a half?
Yes, yes, yes. I just had to literally shut down everything and everybody so I could just focus. I was like, okay, 2025 is about me. I
Mm-hmm.
have to make sure that I prioritize me. So, like I said,
Mm-hmm.
setting those boundaries going into this year, it's like, okay, how everybody makes resolutions. Okay, new year, January, I'm going to start off, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to do this. So, yes, just have to
Yeah.
shut everything and everybody off. And it's like, okay, not now. This
Yeah.
is my time.
It's been such a delight working with you. And I love having you on the
Same
group
here.
Q&A calls, and I love my time with you. And I know the team does too.
Yes.
Um, Anything else that you want to say to the women who are wanting to enroll in the trifecta, but feeling all the normal feelings of who am I and what do you mean? And I'm afraid and my palms are sweating. I mean, I just enrolled in a 15K program today. Well, officially yesterday. And it's like I had to remind myself, oh yeah, there I am. My palms are sweating. I feel nauseous. I even like the moments where I think of really, what about the times where it didn't work? I go, that
Yes.
doesn't serve
Yes.
me. I know that when I invest in me, it's always positive.
Yes.
And when I change my vision to the place of hope and trust and allow faith to step in, it's so powerful. And, for me, I go, I want to walk my talk as I'm asking for all of you to take steps too. So, anything you want to say to the women that are knowing that they want it, but some of them are even hesitating just to book the breakthrough call. Yo, that's a free time. At least book that. Go ahead.
Yes. So what I would say to the ladies that are on the fence or afraid, yes, when I heard about this, it was sweaty palms. It was like, okay, I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to do it. But then the fear, and it was like, can't allow the fear to block this because I knew I needed something to get me out of the rut that I was in.
Hmm.
So, like Steve Harvey say, you have to just jump. So take that leap of faith and jump. I just had to make myself do it. Well,
Yeah.
even when I was signing the paper, registered, I was still kind of nervous. I was like, Lord, help me, because I have to do this. I need this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Totally.
that was, had to
Yeah.
do it. This
Yeah.
was a priority that I had to do for me because I knew where I was. I was basically kind of drowning in a sense.
Hmm.
I was borderline probably heading into depression because it's like I just didn't have any motivation. I just was completely depleted, mentally,
Yeah.
physically, emotionally. I was just depleted,
I'm
and
so glad you
I had
did.
some health challenges in 24, and that didn't help matters any. So I knew I needed something to kind of get me back
Yeah.
on the
Yeah.
right path. So,
And
ladies, if you have any doubts, don't let the fear keep you from making this commitment to yourself. You deserve it.
hmm
It's
hmm
worth it.